Hey everyone, and welcome to Schmindel Schmilimited, the podcast for reviews, rants, and ramblings about books from our favorite way to get books, the Kindle Unlimited universe. I'm one of your hosts, Amity.
And I'm Lauren.
And I'm Steph. And this week we read The Serendipity, which is a whole series from different authors. And we read the first one. Well, the series is called Only Magic in the Building, but the title of this book was called The Serendipity. And this first book was by Emma St Clair. But before we get into the book, what are you guys reading? Are you guys reading? Because I'm currently not reading. It is the end of the school year. I have 4 weeks left, and I think I've never slept so hard in my life. I think I go to bed at 8:30 and just pass out for the night and have really vivid dreams, and my deep sleep is like at 3 hours a night.
I feel like I read something somewhere that people started calling this month mayhem, and that that's perfect. It's perfect. So it's officially mayhem now.
I finished the audiobook for Quicksilver, it's on KU.
Okay.
It is fantasy. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And now I have to wait for the next book to come out because I always do this. But I started a new job. So
ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Big transition this week for me.
We're so excited for you. I have been working through Weybridge Academy.
Oh, yes. Do you love it?
I do really like it. I think I would like it more and it would feel a little bit less slow if it didn't download all as one giant book and as separate books. I'm at the beginning of one of the books right now, and it feels slow because they do a little bit, I don't want to say world building because it's not fantasy, but they do, with every new book, they give a little bit of reminders and background knowledge, but like it's just telling me I'm 67% of the way through the whole series. And not,
yeah.
4% in on this one book. And so I think if it was different, my brain would give it more patience for doing that.
Yeah. So it was funny. So
I'm enjoying it.
When I read it, I went back onto my Goodreads and added the other two books.
Well, you want to get credit for that?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I need to get credit for these books, but
half my books, because I'll start them like in the airport or on the airplane, and I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, and I'll finish it, and it won't even have touched my Goodreads at all. I'm like,
oh man. The third one gets a little like, it wasn't my favorite. The first one was my favorite.
Okay.
So it reminded me of, do you remember that running series we read?
Yes. Pepper Jones.
Pepper Jones. Yes. Yeah. And like, just like, that's what it reminded me of.
It is following them a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
didn't love, I also think, like, I just don't feel bad for billionaires. And I think me reading that series with the Serendipity,
at the same time,
I think I was harsher on the characters than I needed to be. Like, I'm sorry, you have $1 billion. Like, I don't feel bad for you.
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Hey,
why are you working? Why are you doing anything? I firmly believe, like, there's no sane billionaires. Like,
okay,
what are you doing?
Right? Why? No, to get to that level, they're all crazy. But say you weren't crazy and you came into $1 billion, what would you do?
Not work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, I wouldn't be finding a way. So let's get into Serendipity Spring. about to get into it. Our main character is Archer. He's a billionaire, and his dad is a white collar criminal. And Archer, the billionaire, has to go find other work to do. And so that's how he ends up in Serendipity Springs. Like, you are a billionaire. You could do nothing for the next 8 lifetimes and be just fine.
He could have just
I don't feel bad for him.
He could have just gone there to escape, not to, do what he does.
He has to buy the building.
Yeah, he has to leave New York because the scandal with his dad, and he can't be in New York anymore. But I mean, so he goes to Serendipity, this cute little town, and then buys an apartment building.
And the town, I'm assuming, is in Massachusetts because it's like close to Boston and he flies
Yes.
into Boston. So I'm assuming it's in Massachusetts.
That's the theory I came
Or
up with as well.
Maine.
It wasn't quite clear.
No, yeah.
Like when I
Also,
went to
why isn't he on
Portland,
an
Maine,
island?
I flew out of
That's
Boston.
where I would be.
No, maybe I
I
flew
would
out
be.
of Portland.
No, yeah, no. For Massachusetts, I think you fly into Boston.
Yeah.
But yeah, why he's not on an island reading books and sipping.
Talking to no one because he does have some anxiety, like social
Yeah, he
anxiety.
doesn't like people. What is he doing? I
To
don't
buy an apartment building with 60 tenants in it. I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, so he
with
buys
the
this
intention to make more money.
money.
Like no such thing as an ethical billionaire. Dude, you could buy this building and forget and not notice.
I think he also doesn't know any different because this is how he grew up. His birthday parties as a kid, he was the only child, and his
Don't feel
dad
bad
used
for
it as
him.
like
Don't
business
feel bad for
functions.
him.
I mean, I'm looking on the
I know
bright
you're
side
trying.
here.
I know you're trying. The author tried too. And I was like, I don't feel bad for this guy. I know I'm supposed to. I know I'm supposed to like, oh, poor Archer. But like, I don't feel bad for him.
Also, I always wonder, like, all these books, why are there so many billionaires?
Okay, billionaires that look really good
I know,
at
I know.
our age.
To be fair, if I was a billionaire, I'd look phenomenal too. Like, why are there ugly billionaires?
I
That
feel
is
like we
true.
need to do a Google of the richest people in this world,
And see.
they don't look that good.
No, yeah.
They don't.
I don't understand. Why would you not?
I don't know. I don't know.
So Archer buys this house and it's like a historical college dorm turned apartment building.
It's so
And
fun.
it's super fun. It has tenants already
And a library,
a library, a laundry
A
room, a
kitchen,
rooftop
kitchen,
garden,
pool.
beautiful
And
staircase.
That he
so
wants to rip out. Okay, that right there is a crime.
I know, like there was
Like,
nothing
what?
redeeming about this guy.
Like it hurt my soul.
So he is introduced to the apartment by Galantina, who's the previous
Galentine.
who's the previous owner. And
What were
she's kind
these
of
names, you guys?
I know. She's very quirky,
yeah, I kind of feel like she's like a fairy of some
eccentric.
sort.
Oh yeah, she like knows the history, the lore of the town that has magic from the spring and the building's magic.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's like thinking in his head, like, get this lady away from me and wait until I just tear down this building and turn it into a resort.
Yeah. And then finally he gets away from her.
Yeah. And then he finds Willa in his closet, but he keeps calling her Willow.
Just magically, she appeared in his closet, and he's like, "How'd you get in there? Did you break in? Like, I won't press charges. Just please leave."
And she's like, she doesn't understand how she got there. She walked into her closet and then she just magically got into his closet.
It's like, are you crazy? Do you have a brain tumor?
And as she's leaving, we meet Bellamy, who is Archer's like assistant
Slash confidant slash the CEO of his
Working.
company.
Yes. And then Willa comes back because she doesn't have the key
She,
because
obviously transported into his closet in her pajamas.
yeah, that had llamas on it.
Of
Llamas
course.
pajamas.
Yeah.
Llama pajamas.
Llama pajamas.
So he has to let her in because, he's a new owner.
And so yeah. And he slowly like meeting the residents, but he doesn't like people and he has like really bad anxiety.
It's not going well. He's accosted
Yeah.
by a couple residents, including a giant puppy dog that is huge named Archibald, which is his full name.
So he goes down to the kitchen where Willa is, the person who is in his closet.
Keeps calling her Willow.
And yeah, and she's baking cookie because she has a business, Serendipitous Sweets, and she uses the kitchen for free.
And Galentine never charged. They had a verbal agreement. Happens to be that the kitchen permit expires in 10 days. So he's thinking in the back of his mind, these are all ways I can get her to pay for this kitchen.
Yep.
And then Bellamy, how are we saying his
Bellamy,
name?
yeah.
He shows up.
Bellamy.
I don't know. I'm just
No,
really.
I said it Bellamy in my head, but
Yeah, I said it Bellamy in my
Okay,
head.
that's fine. Potato.
yeah.
he shows up and like loves her
They
cookies.
sounded
But
really good, and I bought cookies for myself while reading this book.
did you?
Oh,
What
I should have done
kind?
that.
So Oreos were on sale, and Publix is really great because they include the gluten-free Oreos when they
No
put their regular
way.
Oreos on sale, which I really
So
appreciate.
I saw these new Oreos coming out. They're like pretzel somehow
Whoa.
Oreos.
Oh,
I really want to try them.
interesting.
I
They don't
can't
have
never have just like one
special flavors
Oreo.
Oh
I
no, I have to have a
need,
whole sleeve,
yeah.
obviously.
Really, I'm good about having two. Two is enough Oreos
Two? You're
for
a
me.
psychopath.
You could have two and then just be like done.
Why are
Yeah.
you friends with her?
I don't know. No, it's either the whole case or nothing.
You don't know how to Oreo.
Apparently. Maybe it's because I get so excited because one, I'm not a big cookie person.
Okay, do you have to hide them from the rest of your family?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do
Like the Oreos are, Brian's good about not eating them all at once either, but the girls are, you know, like you guys. And so the
Aw.
Oreos are up high. I have to get on a stool to get to where they are in the pantry, and they're behind like the basket with the medicines in it that the kids know they're not allowed to touch, and coffee beans.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
So it's the kid unfriendly pile of food.
Yes, like and they're like up high enough. Our pantry's really tall, and the shelf is really tall in the pantry. So like I have to be on our little step stool, and I'm still peeking up. So like I think even if the girls got on the step stool, they wouldn't be able to see it intentionally, because otherwise
So
like
how
I've got
long?
to get two Oreos
So
and
how
the pack
long
is
does it
gone.
last?
I don't know.
How long does this pack last? I must know.
So I'll have when I know they're there, like I'll have two after lunch and then two again after dinner.
Yeah, that's not
Uh,
enough.
No.
and then I don't know, probably about a week. Yeah, a week or so.
Unheard of.
I call TJ the cookie monster because he can like not like he can't stop. Like he starts on the cookies and then it doesn't end.
He
They're
doesn't stop
gone.
until they're gone,
No.
like a normal human.
I think it helps that I can't get the package out. I have to go in and grab the Oreos and then like walk out of the pantry. And because the
I would
dogs kept stealing food from the pantry because we were bad at closing the door, we put hinges on the pantry door that it like self-closes.
nice.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you're in
So
there, it's like now you're in there by the yourself.
You're stuck.
okay,
Yeah.
Amity, me having to walk into the pantry wouldn't be a holdup here. I would just stay in the pantry until it was gone.
But then the kids might know.
I mean, if you're secret about it, I mean,
Because they're at
they're
school.
at school. You work from home.
Yeah.
There's ample time.
Oh man.
I do
So,
love I like an Oreo milkshake better than I like an Oreo.
ooh,
Ooh.
ooh,
I like
a
Oreo and ice cream and
blizzard.
stuff like that. Yeah. I
Mm.
actually was gonna stop at an ice cream stop on the way here. I don't know why I've been like
You can't
craving.
show up here with ice cream
I've been
like that.
craving sorbet, and I was like, and I told TJ that, and he was like, "No, we'll go together."
I didn't know people craved sorbet.
Oh, I don't know. Well, because when we went to Disney, we got Dole Whip, and
Oh
then TJ
yeah.
got the Dole Whip from Publix, and so I had some last night, and
Because
I don't know why now I want like sorbet.
I get it. I get it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Well, back to our story after our side tangent of cookies.
and ice cream and sorbet.
Yes. So all the desserts. Well, Willow goes to dinner with her parents at her parents' house, and their parents bring up her ex Trey, who happens to be moving back from Paris. We get a little more background information about her and Trey. He proposed 5 years ago, but he gave her an ultimatum like you have to move to Paris with him. He never talked to her about applying, and then they broke up because she has agoraphobia and she can't leave Serendipity Springs, and he knew that.
I'm glad you pronounced that because there was no way I was gonna say it.
I can't spell that guy's name or say his name.
But
Okay, this is so awkward. Willa's mom is still friends with his mom, which is a little weird. And he's coming back because he's engaged.
to someone, but we don't know.
We don't know who it is, but someone.
So Willa's feeling all the feels about this, and then when she is explaining her, how do you say it, agoraphobia?
Good job.
It's so crazy because she didn't have it, and she went to college, and then one day she just like couldn't leave
And then
um
she had to finish her last semester
online
online.
and all this stuff, and he didn't wasn't understanding about it and that sort of thing. So we go back to Archer because this is a dual point of view. So it goes between Archer and Willa. And Archer's just like the bearer of bad news. He's like, hey guys, the storage space that you guys have been getting for free, not happening anymore.
The building manager that's been living in the basement rent free, you got to pay rent now. So
He just ends
he
up
just
leaving.
leaves without saying anything. And Archer cannot find anyone to hire. No plumber will call him back, electrician, handyman. So he's taking the trash out by himself.
Yeah, he has some opossums or possums.
Now I'm not even sure which
I
they are
don't
after
know.
that
And I
first
did not look it
book. I
up.
didn't either.
Yeah,
I have a
but
question. Do
go
you
on.
guys think that nobody would call him back because the town was mad he was being such a jerk? Or do you think like the building's magic wasn't connecting any of the calls?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
go
think
with
it's
the
the
building's
building
magic.
magic for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
So we're definitely the building.
I think it's the building, yes. So that he needed help.
Hmm. So then somehow Willa is transported back into his closet with, say his name for me.
Bellamy?
Bellamy's cookies. And she texts him like, yo, I got your cookies. What do you want? He's like, well, just leave them on the doorstep. Instead, she leaves them on the counter because she's already in there. And as she's leaving, she runs into Archer in the stairwell, who was fleeing the family of possums from when he took out the trash.
Yeah. And so Willa is gonna help Archer take out the trash. And like she doesn't believe him about the opossum possum. They go back and forth about
Like, how do you
whether
actually, does it have an O? Does it
is it
not have an O?
Looking it up. You guys keep
uh,
going. I'm looking this up.
and then so she like as they get it, the possum gets inside and Willa falls on top of him.
Naturally, because,
And
you know.
um then the dog comes, but
And
the possum plays dead, which is very so I found a baby opossum once on my run and I had to bring him to
you
the
and
conservancy.
your husband, I do not
And
understand how you find so
the
many.
opossum did play dead. It just went, it was like as big as probably as like this, as a little halfway of my phone case.
Oh
He
my
was so
God.
teeny tiny, but
While
he did
both terms are used, opossum is the more accurate and scientifically recognized term, while possum is a common colloquial way to refer to the animal, especially in North America.
Hmm. So,
So the opossum is playing dead. So Archer picks it up and is bringing it to the trash. When it comes
guess
alive,
what? Not dead.
attacks him, and then the dog comes on top of him because he wants the opossum too.
So he is basically mauled by a dog that is trying to get a possum that is also named after him.
This was a funny, weird scene.
I
Yeah,
know.
which in all of our dogs would have done the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
I don't know. My dog probably would have just been more excited, like, hi, friend, please pet me to the human. But
I think Porter would probably go after the opossum.
I don't know.
My dog has killed a rabbit, so he's definitely going after that opossum.
My dogs would have been going right after that.
Yeah, Porter is weird. She will go after certain things, and then there's other things. I'm like, it's right there. What are you waiting for?
Go get him. So, yeah, Archer's very upset, and he's going to rain all his anger on all the guests. So, no pets. He told Willa she needs to pay to use the kitchen, and
And the rent's going up.
and the rent's going up, and the residents are upset. He's just getting yelled at left and right and left and right. And Willa sees him getting yelled at, and she's like, I want to help him, but he hasn't put himself in this own situation.
Because, all the other residents are going to get mad at her if she helps him.
Yes. But she just has that heart where she just like wants to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, she feels bad for billionaires.
Amity would be like,
Screw you, buddy.
Yep.
good luck, peace.
Yeah. And then Bellamy recommends that Archer hire Willa. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I was really not nice to her.
and she probably does not like me. So Willa's at the grocery store, and of course she runs into her ex Trey, who has a man bun. She was very vivid about this man bun.
Yeah. I don't know about the man bun. Just
What else do
saying.
you get in France besides a fiance and a man
A
bun?
man bun. And
However, he didn't get the fiance in France because the fiance is one of their like
oh
friends.
yeah, Mel.
Mel, Willow's old friend. So
Prior
that
friend.
sucks.
Ex-friend.
But Archer just also happens to be at the grocery store and
Is it this
saves
his
Willa.
first time at a grocery store, this
Like
billionaire?
in his entire life.
Yeah. Another sad day for the billionaire.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, it's him.
So he kind of comes to the rescue.
And so Archer hires Willa to kind of be like an assistant, sort of help him out. Um, Willa goes to her therapist and talks about her agoraphobia. And
It's not getting better, guys.
no, she like has
Oh,
to
she
like
drove a mile past
She
town.
did. Okay,
yes.
she did.
And then so she's working and then she forgets about a cookie order, so she's
Like,
up making cookies in the middle of the night, and then an Archer comes in and they kind of have this like Q&A where like she
This is
asks
my
a
favorite scene in the
question
whole book.
as she's cooking and she's like trying to get to know him, and he's like talking about how none of his girlfriends in the past have ever just like simply asked him questions. Um, so and then she invites him to the birthday party for the cookies that is the next day.
It's like his first time
And
going to a birthday party.
mhm,
There's a
she
cute
says it's a bucket list
conversation.
thing.
Yeah, about a bucket list. And he was like, what's that? Because he's a billionaire. If they want to do something, they just do it. They don't have to like add it to a list and plan for it. And so he has to like look it up. And I loved his perspective on it though. Despite the fact that he's a billionaire and he's out of touch with everything, I did really like, and it's such a billionaire perspective, like it's just a list of things to do, not like a list of things you hope to be able to afford before you die.
Yeah,
But I did like that he called it a living list instead of a bucket
the
list. I think
bucket list,
that was a nice way of phrasing it.
a living list. So they're at the birthday party, and Willa's ex is about to walk through the door, and so she drags him into the powder bathroom, to hide. And of course, they kiss.
Of course.
So, and then they start kissing more, and
Of
I guess
course,
they're
everyone
together.
catches them.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
really like have a conversation. They're just like together now.
Yeah.
That was
Sophie,
it
who
was
is
I like had to go back and like, did I miss something? Like, was I reading while sleeping? Like they just went from kissing to like now we're just gonna kiss all the time. And we're like sort of
yeah,
like it was very sudden.
Yeah, at this part of the book, it just kind of went like zoom.
a
Like
little bit.
yeah, I was like boom, 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 done.
Yeah, because then they both go to Willa's parents' house for dinner, and I love that him and her dad like bonded over train
Trains.
sets. It was real
Yes.
cute.
And then Archer is now being the nice guy, so he's not going to raise rent. He's not going to
Like the
evict
Grinch's
pets.
heart is starting to thaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Slightly. And
Turns out
then
after
Willa,
interacting with real humans, you decide to act
right?
like one yourself.
And then they're like gonna talk, and Willa tells him about her agoraphobia, but he was gonna ask her to go to New York with him when he has to like testify at his dad's trial, and he obviously does not ask about
Yeah,
that.
he's like, I'm not going to put her in that situation.
Yeah. And then Archer has a terrible panic attack. And like the building transports her back to Archer's closet again. And this is where everything kind of goes to shit.
Yeah, he like says
Our
that
third
she's
act breakup.
Yep.
yeah, he thinks she's okay. Also, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. What was also very weird to me was they went from like being, and I guess they do like have that question and answer sort of thing, but then they were like reading each other's minds or like in sync all of a sudden. Like I felt like they hit a point where she like knew exactly what to do and he had a panic attack and all this stuff, and I was like, wait a minute.
I did feel like we went from a very slow burn to a full relationship real fast.
Yes.
There could have been some like readjusting of how much time we spent on different phases to help a lot of this make more sense.
Yeah. Like she was avoiding him. I was like, she was avoiding him 5 chapters ago. And now she's like, should I tell him I'm in love with him? I'm like,
Right.
what?
Yes.
So, but yeah, so Archer is mad at her because he claims that she lied, except I don't know, understand how
Yeah.
she got into the apartment, into his closet, and then why would she all of a sudden just be in his closet? But
So obviously
weird fetish.
Willa's feelings are very hurt, and she leaves, goes back to her
I
place.
was
And
mad
then
at the
Archer,
magic for this. Like, why has nothing happened to Archer yet?
Yeah.
yeah,
So he leaves for New York next day for the trial. He ends up finally coming to his senses, figures out like she didn't lie to him. He just doesn't understand what's going on and wants to go back to Serendipity that night. So he's like, I gotta get a plane. And he's like, I don't care if I don't get back for court. And then he's in his closet, and then he ends up in Willa's closet, who happens to be like wallowing in her room, like not okay. She'd end up pulling everything out of her closet because she doesn't want to go back in there and then be transported back into his closet. And she also tried to go to New York and drive, but wasn't able to. And he just, magically appears in her closet, and they make up, and
and
everything's dandy again.
yep, Archer's dad
It's
took
so
a
dangerous.
plea, so no trail, no trial. Oof, man,
Good job.
I know
It's mayhem. It's okay.
it's mayhem. Yeah,
And then we jump to, I don't know how long after this,
I
like a
think it said a
year.
year.
And they're leaving for their honeymoon because now she's over her agoraphobia, and they're getting on a plane.
And she's got a billionaire, so it's her buckets list to living list.
Yeah. And that's the end of our story.
It was a quick read.
It was and it wasn't. I kept falling asleep.
Okay, same. This is why I couldn't finish it
Like
because
I kept falling
I
asleep.
kept falling asleep. I was like, oh my
It's
gosh.
cute, but it wasn't as captivating to
It
that.
wasn't
I was
as
like,
fast paced as it was at the end at the beginning. And I
yeah.
need you to be, don't like, you can slow things down once I like the characters. Don't slow things down when I'm just getting to know them. I really
Yeah.
liked the story. I love this concept. Like I am excited to read other books in the Only Magic in the Building series. I think this is such a cool concept with the different authors and potentially intertwined characters, or maybe not. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to it, but you know I love a series. I was not like diving in ready to download the next book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of characters, who is your favorite?
The opossum.
I would say Bellamy. Did I get it right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I did really like
I liked
Amy.
him.
There wasn't that many characters.
There really weren't. I had to
Her
No.
friend Sophia.
yeah,
Sophie.
Sophie. I
I
just
like
got
her.
like 15 lines of potential characters on this
Yeah.
summary because there weren't that many.
No.
I wonder if her friend has a book.
Oh, good point.
I guess it because there was what 8 books in the series I think we
Yeah.
said.
While you're looking that up, we can talk about our themes and tropes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a billionaire, small town,
Billionaire, small
magic,
town,
whimsical.
right, like revenge-ish,
I don't
like
know.
the ex.
Oh, she is the third book.
Hey.
Petals and Plots.
Oh, that makes sense because she's the gardener.
Yes.
Hoot.
Yeah, billionaire. Forced to proximity. What did I can't
Force
I
proximity.
can't speak tonight. This is how you know it's the end of the school year for me,
Right.
is when I forget how to speak English.
I mean, possum, opossum. I don't know.
That's a valid point.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are we giving this a rating, Amity?
6.5.
6 point. Oh, wow. I'm going with a
Because I'm
5.
intrigued.
Okay. Steph?
Okay. I will do a 6. So our average is a 5.833.
Okay.
So will you read the other books in this series?
Probably not.
None of them really.
I don't know. Maybe.
I might skip straight to Katie Bailey's.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's the only thing I would do.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I'll
I
see
wonder.
how that goes.
Yes, you do that and then let us know.
Report back.
Okay.
Because this would be a good summer read when I have summer, since I'll have the next few months off. I can just like
You don't have
grab
to
one and
use a
go.
lot of your brain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I can go to the beach.
And it's interesting because you guys made me go first on the ratings, but I really felt like I was being hard on the characters because like I'm reading about billionaire kids and then billionaire adult and like I was like I don't feel bad for any of you. Like these are stupid problems. I don't feel bad for you guys.
In Weybridge Academy, she didn't know she was a billionaire in her defense.
How do you not know you're a billionaire?
Because she didn't know who her dad was. This is very
Yes.
like a Princess
So
Diaries.
then she's not actually a billionaire.
No, no. It's on Princess Diaries. It made me think of like kind of like Zodiac Academy.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Princess
kind of like that
Diaries,
too.
you're doing a third one.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, when is this happening? I must see it.
We'll have to
Know
do
when that
like
movie comes out, and we don't know when the movie for our next book comes out either.
yes. So for our next book, we're going to be reading My Oxford Year by Julia Whelan.
Well,
Whelan?
I'm gonna go wheeling.
Whelan?
we
And Whelan. And this book is going to be on Netflix as a movie with the actress who was from Purple Heart, which I actually really that
She was in another new show.
Yes.
The
She
something list.
love list at some
Yes.
point.
yeah,
It was
or
really cute.
yes.
It was so cute. I kind of teared up with that one.
Yeah, so she's hitting that Netflix scene. Purple Heart was also based off a book, but I don't think it was on KU. But My Oxford Year is on KU.
So we're gonna read it.
So
And we'll see if we like it.
hopefully we like it better than this one.
Wait, this wasn't the worst book we've read.
No.
You know, it
that was last week.
We're not very successful currently.
That's
Hey,
okay.
I'm really excited for some of our summer reads coming up here. We've got Rio's book coming up soon.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I appreciate that we give our honest feedback.
Yes.
Perfect. Yep.
Well, thanks for listening to our honest feedback in the forms of this review, rant, and ramblings. Remember, if you also read this book or any others and review it wherever you review books, please include that Schmindel Schmunlimited sent you. And if you wouldn't mind a quick review on your podcast platform, we would be forever grateful. Have a great week-ish, and we can't wait to read, review, rant, and ramble about the next book with you. Bye!